Hello. Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am literally here every single day of the year without fail, and I have been for almost 4 years. So thank you for joining me, and do put your questions your political questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe, and we've got a fantastic community here because of you. You have been so kind to me. You've been so kind to each other. Thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, which I do a lot on YouTube. So hello, everybody. The lighting's, there's no happy medium on the lighting. It just decided that, oh, you're wearing something dark. I'm going to make you pale. So if I turn off the automatic exposure, it makes it really dark, and it's like, really? Okay, so here we are. All right. Hello. Yes, yes, our Knight of Swords and our Knight of Wands here. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, I'm an adult. I can handle it. No, I can't. They're so cute. Okay. All right, so they're so cute. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of bugging me that I don't have any features. Hello. Oh, look, I have a nose. Isn't that great? Nothing I can do. Like I said, I turn off the automatic exposure on the camera and it just goes. Here we are. All right, moving on. So we've got a couple of things right off the top. One of them isn't listed here, but let's have a quick look at, let's say, okay. So they're a list of U.S. presidents, expert list of U.S. presidents came out. They surveyed some university, or I forget who. They surveyed a bunch of historical experts and whatever, and they it's a ranking, isn't just a list. Let me change that. An expert ranking of U.S. presidents at 3 minutes in, and I dug through and I found the original white paper. So let's have a look, shall we? I'll turn this off and let's share screen. Presidential Greatness White Paper 2024. Here it is. I'll put the link in the chat. And that's the link in the chat, and I will put the link in the description box, even though that is crazy long. Anyway, so this is, oh, thank you, Annette. So this is what experts, official results of the 2024 Presidential Greatness Project Expert Survey. It was conducted online. Respondents included current and recent members of the President's and Executive Politics section of the American Political Science Association, which is the foremost organization of social science experts in presidential politics, as well as scholars who have recently published peer-reviewed academic research in key related scholarly journals or academic presses. So 154 usable responses were received. Okay. So who was the greatest president? Overall greatness ranking, number one, Lincoln. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I have something about that here shortly. And down here, we've got number 7 is Obama. And down here, number 14 is Biden. I disagree with Jackson being at 21. 100% disagree with Jackson being 21. Trail of Tears, anyone? That man is about as reprehensible as you can get. However, if you scroll down to 45, you get, ding, 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 Donald Trump. He even went down one from last year. So, I every once in a while, I mean, you know me, I tend to give people more chances than they probably should get. So I decided to, give CNN a whirl this morning. Maybe things have changed. Maybe they've gotten more. Maybe they've gotten better. No, there was a guy who came on who was talking about this, who said, well, this is Donald Trump is 45, but 45th. But if you go and look at who answered this, there's obviously a liberal bias. And it was like, okay, CNN, you're done. Bye. Bye. Never Never says, I just drove on the original Trail of Tears route this past weekend. Always very somber for me. Oh, gosh. Yes. Mary Smith says, put Carter above Bush Sr. I know, right? I know. However, bless. Oh, that hurts my heart to think about it. Okay. Yeah. He's right below Buchanan. There's Pierce. Harrison, Harding, Fillmore, Taylor. You realize, some of these people weren't actually in office for very long, or they were president after in a reaction to Lincoln. So they were hecka racist, just hecka racist. Anyway, so but Lincoln is number 1. Then we get Roosevelt, Washington, the other Roosevelt, Jefferson, Truman, Obama, Eisenhower, Kennedy. Yeah, all right. I'm not saying I agree with all of these, but yeah, roughly, except for Jackson. In no way, shape, or form. He is the worst president. I wouldn't even call Trump the worst president we've had. Honestly, I wouldn't. Our worst president is Andrew Jackson. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to have a quick look to see, is it just liberal bias? I mean, is this how in future they're going to see Trump? Trump in history. Let's see here. And thank you for being here. It's so much easier to go through the news when you have friends to go through it with. Okay, so hello, future. How will Donald Trump be viewed? All right, for what it's worth, it does feel like there's more to come against him. It's not just this ruling. He's going to be a convicted criminal. That's what I'm getting. He will be a convicted criminal. He will be remembered for that, for his staggering corruption. He will not be remembered fondly. Not once you get past this current generation, or these current generations who are alive. Once you get past that, he's mud. In the future, yeah. Quiet down the, close the orange mouth. All right. Hello, Becca. Becca from House of Lenormand's in the chat. The great Becca. I hope you're feeling better. Your hair looked beautiful last night in the Petty Boots Club. Anyway, 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Hierophant, Magician, Ace of Cups. How do we view, like, if you go up to the average person on the street and you say, who are the two presidents following Lincoln? Do you think they'd know? But would the average person on the street know who Abraham Lincoln was? Yeah. Well, in future, people in the future, will they know who Barack Obama was? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the racist, bigoted, anti-Semitic, convicted felon, shortly, convicted felon jerk who came after him? Scumbag. Not worth remembering. He was in it for the money. This can be a con man that the institution holds, and we clean this garbage out eventually. And there's more history coming. That's the thing. It's easy to feel like, oh, right, what's happening now or what's happened in the recent past is, it's vitally important. It's vitally important to us. But in the grand scheme of things, he was a scumbag. And let's be honest. I mean, I've mentioned this before. We'll go more into it in the future. But there's some not great. There's some hard astrology coming in 2027, 2028, but we'll get through it. But there's more history coming. So I'm not saying it's going to be like Trump. I'm just saying there's more history coming. All right, this is driving me nuts. I can't. Yeah. The exposure problem. Okay, I hope that's better because that's the best I can do. All right. One thing I want to do before we leave this for good, I just want to, at 13:40, I just wanted to go over this quickly because it is President's Day. So anybody who was wondering about the don't try to spell when you're talking. President's Day. At 14 minutes in. There we go. All right. Anybody who was worried about the Fani Willis hearing or anything like that, that's not happening today. The courts are closed because it's President's Day. So it's tomorrow that this nonsense continues for whatever limited time it's going to be. This awfulness is going to be going on. So, but today, there's nothing. All right, but hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. I have this calendar right here that has new art every day. It has, every day is a new like painting or drawing or photograph or something. And it goes through half the year, and then you halfway through the year you flip it over and you get the other half. Right? Great, fab. And it's kind of fun because my middle sister, 2 of 3, I got her, she got me one, and then I got her one, and then at least recently we've been getting them for each other every Christmas, which is kind of nice. So on her kitchen counter, she's got the same thing. So we're looking at the same art every day. It's small, but it's nice. It's a nice thing. Today's art, I think, is special. So I wanted to make sure I shared this with you. This is the Trowbridge Lithographing Company in 1888. This is a chromolithograph. So this isn't the original, but this was created in 1888 to celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation. Let me share just the first part of this with you because it's glorious. Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation. Whereas on the 22nd day of September in the year of our Lord 1862, a proclamation was issued by the President of the United States containing, among other things, the following, to wit, quote, that on the first day of January in the year of our Lord 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of the state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall then thenceforward and forever. Sorry, I ran across a problem because the text is, it's a little dense. Hang on. Let me get my, okay, hang on. All persons held as slaves within any state or designated parts of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then thenceforward and forever free. And the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons, and will do no act or acts to repress such persons, I'm getting chills, or any of them, in any efforts they make for their actual freedom. Yeah, okay. And then there's a lot of legalese. Now, therefore, I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, by virtue of the power in me vested as Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, in time of actual armed rebellion against the authority and government of the United States, and as a fit and necessary war measure for suppressing said rebellion, due on the first day of January in the year of our Lord 1863, and in accordance with my purpose to do so, publicly proclaim for the full period of 100 days from the day of the first above mentioned order, and designate as the state with parts of state of the people there, the day of rebellion against the following to. Okay. And it goes through the states: Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Oh, it's just glorious. The whole thing's glorious. So I just wanted to share that with you. And in 1888, the Trowbridge Lithographing Company printed this chromolithograph of Abraham Lincoln and his Emancipation Proclamation. And that is exactly why he belongs as number one of our presidents. Bless him. So Bless you, sir. All right. I don't know that it's worth asking what Lincoln would think, because I think we know. But there was a question here about General McCarther. McCarthy? No, General McCarther. General MacArthur? Was that it? McCarthy was not a general. Let me see. Where was that thing? There was a question about how would he feel knowing the Republicans were choosing Putin over their own country. Oh, there it is. Because I threw it down at the end. Let me just throw this in here. A quick look. 2110. General MacArthur. CC Ryder says, in my opinion, Lincoln was the chosen one, not the orange cancer infecting democracy. Thank you. Thank you, CC Ryder. Yes. Yes. I don't think MacArthur would have been big on this. Hello, Irene. Do you know what people went through to give us our freedom? Do you know how many people have given life, limb, and treasure for our freedom? How many families have been devastated? Have these people so completely forgotten World War II? So completely forgotten World War II, what it meant. A bunch of militia wannabes telling little stories to themselves. Pretending like they're doing something glorious. You have the ability to vote. No one's taking that away from you. You have the ability to vote. And you are in a country that has... Oh, you MAGA people. You're in a country where you can vote. Those who are I'd rather be, Russian than a Democrat? How dare you? Namby-pamby, pathetic, wannabe. I'm sorry, you can stop, you can put down your arms and go down to the store and buy some Cheetos for funsies. Sit down. Anyway. All right, let's do some other readings. All right, 1 second here. All right, so we had the MAGA freaking out after Fox News reports Obama in the top 10 presidents, and Trump is dead last. Oh, well. me move this down, and then we'll go on to Bernadette Smith's question. Oh, man, yes. I have not watched it, but Bernadette Smith at 25:15. Whoops, 15. So Bernadette Smith said, I'm not sure if you watched John Oliver, but last night he said he would pay Justice Thomas, Justice Moneybags, $1 million a year plus a $2 million new RV if he resigns. This is a serious offer. Now, will Justice Moneybags take the offer? I would doubt it, but hey. It's a nice life. You'd still get your pension. You'd get $1 million a year. It's good living. Likely he'd walk away from it, but let's have a look. Let's have a look. Deborah Johnson says Harlan Crow will up that offer. I wouldn't be surprised. Then again, who knows that he's not already doing something like that? Multi-million-dollar vacations every year. Yeah. Except if he accepted John Oliver's offer, Thomas would be both acting morally and legally for all that money. No. Offer. And he definitely is all about that money and his own importance. But he's getting a lot under the table. We've seen that. Dabs is asking, where are your feline friends? Oh, this is prime kitty snoozing time of day, I'm afraid. Boo was right here sleeping. And Alfie's in the other room sleeping. So there's a lot more going on under the table than we know about. That's what I get. Entertainment only YouTube, but that's what I get. There's more. He makes more than that. Plus, he can go to work and be full of himself and rail against anything that is not his extremist views. So, oh well. Giovanni says, why wouldn't that be considered bribing a government official? That's what I've been asking. That's what I've been asking. Okay, fine. For some reason that you cannot explain to me, the Supreme Court does not have the same ethics regulations that are at other courts. Shouldn't they be held to a higher account? But there are already laws in place about bribery. I really hope the problem doesn't turn out to be Merrick Garland. Anyway, well, the other part of the problem. The problem is Clarence Thomas. Anyway. All right. Moving on. Cosmic Goat Lady had a couple of good questions. 29:15. All right, let me make note of this. Will Trump accept so much foreign money that he becomes a pawn/puppet? Well, Cosmic Goat Lady, I'm assuming he isn't already. But yes. I did want to mention the GoFundMe, which is what we're going to look at next. It's still up. I've got the link. I'll show you where it's up to like $500,000. It's still up. But he can't use that money directly to pay off the $355 million debt plus the 9% annual interest he owes on it, which is ongoing until he fully pays it. I believe, from what I saw, it continues to accrue interest even through an appeal. But it's not, some people were saying it was like 9% a day. No. But it's a lot. It's a lot. So 9% interest per year. Break that down. I know there's all kind of calculators that can do the funny math, but Trump has been using a bank in, I want to say it's in San Francisco. He's been there's some MAGA guy who owns a bank out west. But frankly, I don't know that bank has the capital to loan Trump that much money. So is Trump going to be sucking in money from overseas? Deb Z says the GoFundMe people stated the 45's GoFundMe is not against their rules. Okay. Thank you. Three of Swords. Well, this ruling's definitely hurting him. And yes, he went on a tirade on Truth Social last night again. Look, I do believe as you get older, quite often you sleep less, but the night-long screeds just, that's, imagine every night. Imagine every night you're going on social media to yell in all caps, night after night after night. How awful would that be? Well, this would be the world. That would be trying to get money. Trying to swing something. Is there someone who's MAGA? This might be that banking person I talked about who I don't think they have quite, this is a page, I don't think they have the capital Trump would need. Right now, apparently, yes, the both Donald and Eric and both Sniffy Jr. and Forgettable are all searching desperately for some way to get a bond so they can appeal. And they will go anywhere. But they can't suck money in from overseas from other people like they could. Because this money, to my understanding, is this money has to come through Griftco, has to come through Trump.org. They can sell properties, they can take income from parts of their business. But the whole point of this penalty is that it's the business was acting fraudulently. And so the business and the people in it must pay. And there's a monitor. There's going to be, wherever he gets the money, there's going to be a real question of where'd you get the money? He has some cash on hand. He has been selling assets for a while, but his bills are so huge and his golf courses are constantly losing money, etc., etc. And in 30 days, if Trump doesn't pay up or post a bond for an appeal, the sheriff can come and start grabbing his stuff. I don't have enough popcorn for that. I can try. I have one of those great big plastic bowls you put like Halloween candy in. Great big thing. I'd have to like cover it over with, like, fill it up to the brim. Like did you see Real Genius at the end with the popcorn filling the house? He's under just a wee bit of scrutiny right now. Deborah Johnson says, I have popcorn. You guys come on over. Whew. Malting's Cottage says, I suffer from insomnia. I'm so sorry. I listen to audiobooks through AirPods through the night. I don't go on rants. Mm-hmm. Bernadette Smith says, I love that movie. I did too. That was a great movie. Do you run? Only when chased? Oh, sorry, I've got an itch right there. Okay, got it. There were so many good lines in there. Anyway. So at 36:30, will the con artists who set up the GoFundMe, will they steal the money? Let's share. Let me share. Yuck. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yep, it is up to $474,217. Actually, I'll refresh. This one. Let me refresh the page. $485,732. Only $354.5 million to go. Good luck. So, the people who set this up, are they going to walk off with the money? Or is this going to be such a drop in the bucket that it just doesn't matter? Who on earth put in $10,000 of their hard-earned money to help this scumbag grifter? Yes, Sky's human. There's so many better causes to give to people. Yes, Feeding America. It's great. There are animal charities. There's the Red Cross. There's, you name it. They're good. There's so many good places to put your money, or put it in your savings for your retirement. That feels like a very sharp sword. We know the ruling of why he needs, actually it's more than $355 million. He actually needs, currently, my understanding is he currently needs $435.5 million. But that was the other day. With interest, it will have gone up. So, this is pathetic, considering what he needs. This, it's something, but it's not much. Adding insult to injury. Well, there's it's a chunk of money. I would rather any of you got this $485,000 than him. No, he can still raise money, but there is definitely some there's some articles out there, there's some reporting out there that he's starting to tap out his donors. So Anna says, I'm giving to Ukraine. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. These people are actually going to give him the money. That's a decision. Is there anything where if they kept this money or some of this money that they themselves would get into trouble? Does all the money have to go to, I've never run a GoFundMe. Does all the money have to go to who you say it's going to? I don't know. Louise C. says the Red Cross does not help people like they should, yet the person in charge makes a very large income off the donations. That's why I give to Feeding America. They are incredibly highly rated charity who have quite low overhead on the whole. So, look at that thief card. Look at that death card. Look at that howling at the moon upset card. Look, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had a request to put questions on the screen. I don't usually do that because I'm already dealing with everything that's in the description box. You can follow along in the description box. Maybe you open it in another tab or something. So otherwise I would have to create banners before I went on, or somebody would have to put them in the chat, that kind of thing. So it's all in the description box, all of it. So anyway, will the people running this walk off with the money? It doesn't look good for Trump. Three more cards, just for fun. Then we'll go on to the next question. Again, there's a legal decision. Look, there's the emperor, this patriarchal, bigoted moron, sexist, bigoted moron. Disappointment. And Page of Cups, tiny amount of money. This is barely going to be a ripple in the water. So, bye. And, it's less money that's going to go to Republican candidates, etc. So anyway, all right. So I had two people at 4420. At 4420. Joanne Frank and Charles Schmidt were both asking, since Trump may be a flight risk, why does he still have the same Secret Service agents assigned? Should they ideally be switched out every few months? Okay, I did some research on this from what I could find out. If you know more, please let me know. What I was able to find out is that what's going on there? Trump doesn't have, I mean, we kind of think of Trump's Secret Service as being, a kind of a dozen guys, and he can pick and choose, and they could be MAGA faithful and whatnot. Not quite. For example, when George W. Bush left office, all right, now remember, he basically went back to his ranch and stayed there. So it's a pretty big property, but he didn't really travel much. He didn't have multiple properties that had to be watched. So when George W. Bush left office, the threat level was such he had around 75 Secret Service officers protecting him and his wife, Lara, to cover shifts around the clock. You need 3 shifts a days and days off. Protection's 24 hours a day. There are at least 4 agents with him if he goes out anywhere. It just goes on and on and on. So we tend to think of him having a small group, but he doesn't choose. The Secret Service in DC chooses how that's going to work with the shifts and the whatnot. So Valerie Sargent says, I know one of his drivers in Dallas. It's nuts. What do you mean? So he has a lot of Secret Service, and I don't think it's as simple as him being able to pick and choose a handful and get them to do what he wants. I don't think it's that straightforward. I think there are too many of them, and it depends on where he is, who's with him, and like, can he travels all the time, and he has his plane, and he has Bedminster and Mar-a-Lago and Trump Tower and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it just goes on and on. So has he been able to just get people loyal only to him? Valerie Sargent says, Bush's driver, the money and the job are more complex than people realize. I believe that. That's Mar-a-Lago. That's Trump's. That's my card for Mar-a-Lago. So it's all his properties and all of his. It's a big thing, and you've got people on shifts, and people need days off, and they sleeping, and on and on and on and on. So it's expensive. I'm getting more that it's expensive than I am that it is. He's just surrounded with people he wants. They get on his nerves because he's not as free to act as horribly as he used to. And there's all kind of judgment hanging over him. So he may have a few that he feels are his favorites or what have you, but it just doesn't feel like it's like you said, Valerie. I think this is bigger and more complicated than we think. So yeah. But hey, if you put him in prison, we won't need to spend as much money. let's do that. If once he's found, if he is found guilty in a fair court of law, I want him to have a fair trial with representation, actual evidence, fair judge, fair jury. And if they find him guilty, I want them to treat him exactly the way they would treat anyone else. Okay, thanks. Yes, Mary Smith, big savings. That was good. All right, 50-40. Let me see. This is interesting. Cheryl Guire had an interesting question at, let's make it 51 minutes in. Do you recall, by the way, Comer talking about he's going after Hunter Biden and saying the Biden family is corrupt and evidence? Schmevidence. Well, we just need this and we're going to get the evidence we need. We're going to get the evidence we need. We're going to get the evidence we need. With this, we're going to get the evidence we need. Even Fox News is starting to be like, why have him on? It keeps promising and it doesn't manifest. And so it turns out that one of his key witnesses in this whole thing to try to create this whole Hunter Biden, Joe Biden corruption scandal that he's trying to create out of whole cloth. Their key witness, Smirnov, it was a V, not two F's. Smirnov, turns out, oops, he's been indicted for lying to the FBI. Oopsies. So he's facing up to 25 years in prison. And Comer's case, once again, looking through his fingers, nothing, just nothing. Oh, by the way, Comer's now trying to say that Hunter Biden was sharing top secret information in communications or what have you. Years in like 2014, years before whatever information around that was classified. Time travel. Great. My gosh, Comer, have you discovered time travel? Anyway, so with Smirnov facing up to 25 years in prison, will he cooperate and give names of people he's been dealing with within the GOP? I don't think so, but let's have a look. Star Melody Elizabeth B says, stuff and nonsense. Yes. Louis Tavalis says, fingers crossed. So, Smirnov. Hey. Yeah. Sucks to be you. So, gonna try to point at others to see if you can get out of 25 years in prison. Talk about somebody who's hoping that Trump becomes president. He's not, by the way. Trump's not going to become president. Just throwing that out there. David Minard says, nobody can find a picture of this guy. Really? I hadn't tried. I'll have to go see why that is. Interesting. Thank you. Two of Wands. Communications. International communications. You don't say. Magician. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Five of Swords. Oh, there's some money. He's on very shaky ground. I don't know that they'd believe him. He's expecting that Republicans or whomever are going to somehow save him. I don't think they're going to, Spiff. Look, I have evidence that proves your theory about the Bidens. Oh, what lovely money that is. Thank you. It's very shaky ground. So, well, you're going to protect me, right? I don't know when these people are going to learn that Trump and his ilk, they're not loyal to you. Trump believes he is a medieval king and everyone needs to be loyal to him. Everything revolves around him and he owes no one loyalty. Man, oh day. Ace of Cups. Oh, do spill. Do spill. Nine of Cups, Seven of Wands, Ace of Swords, Hanged Man, and Page of Pentacles. I don't know that he has a lot to give up. He'll give up some, but he's done. You're done, Spiff. There's just, he's very much on the defensive. They have all this evidence against you. They're going to throw the book at you. You're done. And you can try to, he doesn't have, yeah. CC Ryder says they must have his phone and emails, hopefully. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, here we go. Up here. Oh, that doesn't work. So, okay. Gigi by the Sea says, I saw a photo of Smirnov yesterday. He looked younger than I expected. There we go. Amy Jones says, I do like me some Girl Scout cookies. Well, I can't have them because they're not vegan, but gosh, I used to love them. For a second there, I thought you were saying, well, maybe they can try to sell some he can try to sell some Girl Scout cookies to raise money. Yeah, bye. Bye, Smirnov. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. 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 Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, so at 58 minutes, I want to make sure I get to this one. Speaking of GoFundMe, well, the Republican politicians have to set up GoFundMes or something along those lines to raise election and re-election money because the RNC is broke. And what money they're getting is going to end up going to Dumpy. Please. Republicans, people at the RNC, the Republicans in general, metaphorical pew-pew, metaphorical foot, metaphorical pew-pew into foot. All right, so Republican politicians are going to be so hurting for money. Going to be having bake sales. Oh gosh, Harvey Norton says Trump Scout cookies. Oh gosh. Is there an ingredient list and the surgeon's general warning on the box? Yes, that is good. That is good. Thank you. They're having troubles. They're definitely having troubles. Hierophant, Sun, Nine of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Moon. We can see what's going on. We can see what's going on here. The institution, bright light, bright light. A lot of worry, begging for money, howling at the moon. It's not going to go well for them. Guess what? You did this to yourselves. Cindy is suggesting sprinkled with sniffy powder. Oh, but then he'd never give them up. Yeesh. Ugh. Okay, anyway. And Valerie Sargent says Trump will grab him by the box. I didn't get that until I said it. Okay, moving on. Oh. Billy says, I apologize. You're good. You're good. That was awesome. Thank you for going through the news with me. So anyway, oh gosh. All right. So I've been on for an hour. It's 1:16 p.m. I've been on for over an hour. It's 1:16 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel here on YouTube. There every day. It's Sarah's day off, so it'll just be me. But I want to encourage you on your dreams, your goals, whatever projects you're working on, whatever it is you want to accomplish. I want to encourage you. So we do sprints over there starting at 3 p.m. Central, 3 to 6 p.m. Central. Other than that, yeah, I'll be right back here tomorrow because that's just how I roll. I'm literally here every day. So thank you. And please remember you are not alone. We are in this together and there are good days ahead. There are. All right. So take care. And thank you, Valerie. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you right back here tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel. All right. Take care.